A guy receives a call from his wife's number, but it's not his wife. Instead, it's a woman who reveals she's been kidnapped by a stalker who has taken a particular interest in the guy's life. The woman explains that she's being held at an undisclosed location and that her captor is watching the guy's every move through a series of cameras placed around his house. She begs him to find her before it's too late, but the guy initially dismisses her claims as delusional and hangs up. However, when he starts receiving text messages from his dead wife, things take a sinister turn. The next day, the guy decides to investigate, checking all the rooms in his house for hidden cameras. He even goes to the extent of removing the wallpaper in the bathroom to no avail. Just as he's about to give up, he spots something unusual behind the refrigerator. It's a small hole, barely big enough for a wire to pass through. But when he examines it further, he discovers a tiny lens, confirming his worst fears. His house is indeed bugged. Meanwhile, the woman from the phone call is being held captive in a dark room with her hands and feet bound. Her captor, a creepy man with a distorted sense of reality, watches her through a series of monitors, taking pleasure in his own twisted game. He's been stalking the guy for months, observing his daily routine and even going as far as to kill his dog. And now he's taken things to a whole new level by kidnapping the guy's wife. As the guy continues his search, he finds another camera in the kitchen, this time hidden in a clock. He immediately calls the police, but they don't believe him when he tells them about the situation. They think he's just some paranoid guy trying to make up a story. So they leave without finding anything. But then, the guy receives another call, this time from his wife's phone again. And it's not just a call, it's a video call. When he answers, he sees his wife tied up in a chair with the same creepy guy from the previous call standing over her. The guy tries to negotiate, offering to trade places with his wife, but the stalker refuses. He wants both of them. With this new evidence, the guy manages to convince the police to conduct a search. Finally, they find the cameras and the hidden wires, but there's still no sign of the women. The stalker has somehow managed to stay one step ahead. At this point, the guy realizes that he might never see his wife again. He goes to the bathroom, takes off the wallpaper, revealing the secret hole, and climbs through it. The stalker had used it to place the camera inside the room. But now, the guy has a direct line to the outside. He crawls through the ventilation shaft, making his way to the very same dark room where the woman is being held captive. He manages to free her, and together they try to find the exit. They crawl through a narrow passage until they finally reach a small opening. The fresh air hits their lungs as they make a mad dash for freedom. Behind them, the creepy stalker watches on a monitor, his face contorted with rage. He had planned everything so meticulously, and now it's all ruined. As the couple runs away, the guy makes a promise to himself. He will never stop running, not until he gets his wife back and puts an end to the stalker's twisted game.